Today we'll look at Ecstasy novels, Good Girl Art, Sleaze, Sexy Digest, Vintage Paperbacks. Hi, I'm Gary Lovisi, and we're going to take a look at a series of 16 Ecstasy novels that were digests from 1949 to 1951. Really excellent, incredible, Good Girl Art covers. There's four series that groups of books that were similar series: the Ecstasies, the Exotic, the Falcon books, and the Rainbow books. And this is the Ecstasy series is one of those four that all four of them are incredible. And so just to start off, I'm just going to show you some of the books, and we'll talk a little bit about them. I think they're really cool. The first one is A Body to Own by Trudy Hamilton. Great Good Girl art. A lot of them have guys or women smoking cigarettes. Here's the back cover. They have ads on the back cover. The first few have the ads for other Sexy Digests, and they're not so interesting, but the later books have ads for one book, and usually in color, and they're pretty cool. A couple of the books have road wall Good Girl art. Paula Has a Price, number 2, is cover art by Roadwald. You can see his signature down here. Another bad girl with a cigarette. These the digests all had black and white photos in them. And they always mentioned they were posed by professional models. The back cover is the same as the other one. I'll show you the ones that have the really good back covers will be in a little bit later. Harlot in Her Heart is the third one. Great cover, great sexy embrace. These were listed, by the month. They were kind of in that area between magazines and paperbacks, or digest paperbacks, because they didn't have numbers. Some of them in the beginning they were listed as January and March, but soon after they used numbers, and they really are novels. So they're in the book series. Private Life of a Street Girl. Here you have George Gross, who did the cover art. A lot of these, you have Roadwald, you have George Gross, and others that did the cover art for these, and they're really stunning, excellent art, really incredible. Number 5 is The Intimate Confessions of an Artist Model, and lavishly illustrated, great cover art. On the back, it's cool because they're advertising a book in the Exotic Novels series, which is their sister. They did Exotic novels, Falcon books, Rainbow books. So on the back of these Ecstasy novels, they usually show a cover for one of their other books in the other series. So that was number 5. Number 6 is a favorite. Reno Tramp. Can't get more evocative than that. Great cover art. Girls undressing or redressing herself, and the guy sitting there with a cigarette. The back cover, another Exotic novel advertisement for Susie Needs a Man. This is a great series. This is good. Number 7 is Confessions of a Dime a Dance Queen. I guess the dime went farther in those days than it does now. The cover art is by George Gross, and it's really, he was always really good in his art. It's always incredible. And they advertise in the back Thrill Girl, which was I'm not sure actually. It doesn't say which one this is. I can't see it upside down, but it doesn't matter. That's book number 7. Number 8 is Virgin or Harlot. You take your pick. I don't know who did the art on this. It could have been George Gross. It's hard to tell who the artists are. A lot of them aren't credited. And on the back cover, Men Call Her Tramp, another exotic novel. So this is number 8. Number 9 is a really interesting one. Bedtime Angel by Norman Bly. I don't know who did the artwork, but it's almost an illusion the way you see the man behind the woman. It looks like he's clutching her breasts, but actually it's the woman's hand clutching her breasts. Now in those days, it's probably 1950, because these books came out from 1949 to 1951. So this is probably 1950. They would never show a man grasping a woman's breasts like that. So the artist, who was a really pretty uncanny fellow, devised a way to get around that, and he had this kind of situation where it looks like the man's grabbing her breasts, but it's not. She's actually touching her own breasts, which was kind of risque, but at least that was allowed. Whereas if the man was grasping her breasts, that would not be allowed, and this would have been censored, and probably, who knows what, in those days, the Ecstasy novel headquarters would have been raided or something. On the back, they cover, some of them have just a photo and a little bit about the book. So they've gone from that to ad. Number 10, Never Say No. So I guess that was her motto. She never said no. Great cover art, like the guy with the piece of hay in his mouth there, just kind of sitting back and relaxing. Cover art on the back is she dared to unleash her emotions. Little photo. Again, they had specially posed by professional models, all the photos inside. These had a lot of, usually like 8 to 10 black and white photos, kind of risque, but really nothing special, no nudity or anything. But they always mentioned that they were posed by professional models, I guess to protect themselves. Number 11, Free and Easy by Luther Gordon. She wanted love, not marriage. And some nice cover art on that one. And the back cover, again, a little image with a model. Not much to crow about on that. Number 12 is Web of Sin. And this is by Anthony Scott. Anthony Scott was actually Brett Halliday, who was the author of the Mike Shane books. So this is by quite a well-known author, and it's one of his Sleaze novels, but he wrote Tough Private Eye books. And the back cover has, again, this little image. Number 14 is Doris Broadway Virgin by Elizabeth Dean. The cover art and the back covers, mine's a little worn, rubbing. These always get rubbed for some reason. Number 15, Wanton by Night by James Clayford. Number 16, They Call Her Easy by Gwyn Lyons. And the back cover again, now they went to this little image in the back covers. And the last one, 17 in the series, is Come Night, Come Desire by David Wade. The Ecstasy series is a terrific series. It's very collectible. The books go for quite a bit of money in really nice condition. Mine are fairly nice condition. Some of them are really nice. Some of them are could use upgrades, but I'm happy with them. The interesting thing is, like, this coincides with a book that I wrote about these books, all of them that I mentioned and others, called The Sexy Digest. This was a book that I wrote in 2001, published under Gryphon Books. I think it's out of print now, but you can still find copies of it on the internet at ABE or eBay. And the back cover shows you some of the books, some Venus books. And the thing is that in this book, everything's listed in here. This I use actually as my personal checklist. But the beginning of the book has an article about how these digests were published. These are shows some of the ads inside. They actually covered up her breasts with in that ad. I mean, in that photo. Some of the covers. Lists a lot of the information of various gang girl, marijuana girl, reform school girl, vice rackets of Soho, and others in this very exploitive junkie, Harlem model, reefer girl, cracker girl, very exploitive genre of sleaze and sexy girl digests. So this is to give you an idea of the book. I did all the research on this, put it all together, and then here's, like, it runs by series. Okay, starts off with Archer books, which were reprints of British sexy good girl art digests that were reprinted in the United States from the UK, many of them with Heed cover art. And then there's all the Astro books, the Avon digests. Again, this is my own personal copy. I use it as a checklist of the books that I have. Avon's Cameo books. The nice thing about this is, even though the covers were in black and white, they're big enough so that you can actually make them out pretty good, and you can, you know, get a good idea of them. Many more carnival books. So there's a lot of things in this book. If you're into these digests, you may want to pick up a copy, if you can find it, of my book, The Sexy Digest, which again was published in 2001. It's loaded with black and white photos. I'd love to redo it in color. Maybe someday I will. Just to give you an idea. And that's about it. So here's the book. And it's fun to do this book, put it together. And you get a chance to check it out. In the meantime, hope you enjoyed this look at Ecstasy novels. They're really cool. This is great good girl art, sexy digest, sleaze, and it's stuff that you really like. So I hope you liked this video, and if you did, give us a like and a thumbs up, and subscribe to this channel so that you can see more stuff like this and other things that we're planning. So in the meantime, I want to thank you for looking, and until next time, thumbs up.